So this video is not sponsored by Jameson. Hello, and welcome back. How's it going, everybody? I'm doing a video, which, I guess you would know because you're watching it, but this is my drunk advice video. Drunk advice. I'm great at giving advice, and I'm great at getting drunk. So, both of those things combined, here we are. So let's get into it. I'm going to be answering a lot of the questions that you asked. And by you, I mean my mother-in-law and Alec. Alright. I don't know why I did that. I feel like you're judging me because I'm not doing this good.
Alright, let me get drunk. I'll do it better.
No! What do I think happens after you die? I don't know if I can give advice on this. It's just a blank void and you come back as a ficus.
A ficus?
Isn't that a plant?
That's a tree.
A tree is a plant, right?
Is it?
Oh. I thought I was grabbing a bottle, but I stuck my finger in my drink. How much have you had to drink?
None.
None. So what happens after you die? I feel like it's going to be a different answer for every person depending on, what your beliefs are. I believe in a heaven and a hell. So I think that after you die, you're going to go to either place. That's just my opinion. So don't f*** up. Don't do bad things. Just be a good person. Love Jesus. Don't be a douchebag. Just be nice to people, accept Jesus into your heart. And okay, first of all, mother-in-law, why do you have to ask me this question? You couldn't be something else, advice on should I dye my hair or something like that? You had to go deep into this? Saying all that, I'm really sorry. I love you. Your daughter's super hot, so. I have a long list for this one. First of all, if you're just now enlisting and you're coming in as a private, which most enlistees, trainees do come in as, keep your head down. Don't be a douchebag. Don't try to be super hooah. Just do what you're told, shut your mouth, and just get on with it. Do that. Don't piss people off because I promise you, you'll get into a fight in your bay, and when you're in AIT, you'll get pissed off with your roommate. Some just keep your head down, do your get it over with, get into the big army, and then you can do whatever the you want. That's the best advice I can give for that. For a private that's already in the army, shut your mouth. That's the biggest thing I can say. I've had so many privates talking to me, just running their mouth. They don't know what the they're talking about. Shut your mouth. Do what you're told. Do exactly what you're told. No more, no less. I guess it's the same one as this one. When you're done with what you're doing, talk to your first line supervisor, your NCO, whoever it is, and let them know, I'm done with this. What do you want me to do next? Because if you start doing more than what you're supposed to do, they're going to get pissed off because they're expecting you to contact them, let them know when you're done so they can give you your next task. That's the biggest thing that pisses me off, is that when I have a private and I'm like, do this, let me know when you're done, and they don't let me know when they're done, and they are at Burger King eating a burger, getting fat, when I'm over here being like, okay, we need to get this done, and you're over there being a not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Whew. I'm getting pissed for that.
You're gonna have so much fun bleeping out every single cuss word. It was every other word, and I purposefully did not stop you because you're gonna be like,
if you're drunk right now and you're watching this, you've achieved everything. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You've completed this level. Level up. It's time to keep going. Just keep pushing on through. Another one. I'm gonna get this out of the way. Don't drive. Don't be stupid. Don't drive. If you're drunk, if you're having to think about it, if you're like, no, I can drive. I think I'm good. Don't do it. It's not that bad. An Uber does not cost that much. If you're worried about paying for an Uber, you probably shouldn't be out drinking in the first place. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Next thing, don't get like belligerent. If you're drinking, like have a good time. Get to your point to where you're just, being able to like be goofy or whatever. Don't start, trying to get into fights. Don't yell at people. Have a good time. Don't get too far, because then when you start crossing that line, then everybody, you're a buzzkill at that point, and then everybody's mad at you. Drink responsibly. This next question comes from a buddy of mine. I'm pretty sure he was drunk when he asked me this question, but I'm gonna answer it to the best that I can. If you're talking about like taking pictures of a vehicle, like pics, like that way of asking it, make sure that there's good lighting, I guess. Get a good snapshot of it, or snapshot of it. If you are trying to get a picture of a vehicle that's super nice and it's not yours, ask the person first, because you don't want to be a creepy dude just being like taking pictures of some random person's vehicle. Because if someone was taking a picture of my vehicle and they were standing in front of it, or just a picture of my vehicle in general, I'd be like, what are you doing, man? This is a Toyota RAV4. Like, why are you taking a picture in front of it? It's a normal vehicle. It's a mom vehicle. Like, or what is it called? A mom van? Or a mom... It's a mom car? Huh?
A mommy mobile?
It's a mommy mobile. That was funny, yeah. Mommy mobile. Mommy mobile. I clicked my teeth. Okay, so pics of a vehicle. Pictures, or if you were super drunk and you're trying to say, how do I fix a vehicle, then I would ask you, what are you trying to fix? Like, are you talking about an oil? Like an oil change? Because if it's an oil change, I would let you know, or I would let you say, no, I would tell you, just go to a store. Go to your nearest Walmart, or Jiffy Lube, or AutoZone, and just get your vehicle checked on, or oil change. I'm not gonna lie. I watched a couple YouTube videos on getting my oil changed. Not my personal oil change. I'm talking about like my vehicle's oil change. My personal oil change, that's only through the Bible. Get your life right. Get right or get left. So my advice to you for how to fix a vehicle, I guess the best way I can say it is, how do you top a car? You tap on the brake, stupid. Let me know, because I love spending my money. No, I like to save my money. My bank account is like super huge. It's thick, like with 2 C's, 3 C's. No, but for real, if you know how to save money, let me know, because I need help. I guess the best advice that I could give, that I could listen to, is pay everything that you have to pay first. Get your bills, your obligations out of the way. Pay all that, whatever you have left, then work off of that. Don't be dumb and spend your rent money at the club, or do people still say at the club? Or on stuff that isn't necessary, because at that point, you're wasting money. And I love being cheap. I really do. but I love spending money at the same time. It's a weird mixture that I have, but if you think about it and you're like, all right, I could go without that until like the next pay period, do it, and then put that money that you were going to spend away into savings, and I would assume you would start to see your savings grow. But I guess that's the advice that I could give to you right now. I don't know how you can give advice for that because it's like a question directed towards me. If I had to think right now, like what makes me happy, the first thing that comes to my mind is Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren is my first love. I can't deny it anymore, and I'm not going to be hiding my true love and affection for Helen Mirren because Helen Mirren is the love of my life. How to fix a tire? That's a good question. I have a lot of advice on that. I have 2 advices on that. My first advice that I'm going to give to you: is it just a flat? If it is, get your donut. You get your tire iron, change your tire that way. What I've, been taught over the years is don't loosen up the lug nuts in sequence. Do like top, bottom, left, right. Do it like that. That way there's like an even distribution of the weight of the tire. Replace it. Same thing. Put the tire on there. Lug nuts, start with the top, go to the bottom, then go to the left, go to the right. Don't just do left to right going, in a clockwise, counterclockwise, whatever. Just, mix it up to where you're distributing the weight. If you have a flat, don't keep the flat. Like, make sure you get that tire replaced. And then, if you don't know what you're doing, ask somebody else, because I'm pretty sure you have a friend on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, that knows everything about cars. And so just send them a message and be like, hey, I really don't know anything about cars. What should I know? What should I need for just, the basic mechanics of my car? And they'll tell you. That's going to be a hard one to give advice on because I think it's going to be dependent on what you're trying to do. If you're going for like flavor and you're going for like, what's a great tasting beer just so I can enjoy it for like a get together and, have multiple of it and not worried about, getting super intoxicated, I'm going to tell you what my favorite beer is right now, and that's Alaskan Amber. I've never had any of the Alaskan brand beers until I moved to Alaska, and the ones that I can say are the best are the blonde and the amber. My favorite is the amber. It's a great tasting beer. The taste of the Alaskan Amber is similar to the closest thing I could say is like a Blue Moon, but not as tart. And I'm not saying that Blue Moon is bad because I love Blue Moon, but it's a different type of beer, and the amber, or the Alaskan Amber, is a great beer to have for literally any occasion. That's the best beer that I could say to drink or to just have in your fridge at all times, because it's literally an all-purpose beer. If you're cleaning the house, lawn work, barbecue, family dinner, depressed, can't find a reason to live, it's a perfect beer to have. So Alaskan Amber, get a 6-pack of it. You won't regret it. I promise you. So my family is super Mexican, and I've always been told menudo. It's a soup. It's don't freak out. It's the lining of a cow's stomach. It does not taste bad at all. It's amazing. I love it. My wife loves it, and if you don't believe me, look at her face right now.
What?
Menudo is good, right? She likes it. She loves it. I've been told that's a great cure for hangover if you are feeling that way. I've experienced a couple of different types of foods to eat that really help with the hangover. One of them, first of all, if you're drinking a lot to where you know you're gonna get a hangover, my wife always tells me make sure you eat something before you go to bed. Make sure you take medicine before you go to bed because it'll like really help. First of all, my wife is amazing. She takes care of me more than what she should have to. For my 21st birthday, she made sure before I went to bed that she gave me like Excedrin for my headache. She made me eat crackers so I wouldn't feel nauseous. And she was amazing through all that. And she's been like that. We've been married for 5 years. And she's been like that every single day from the moment that we started dating until, today. She's just the best. I've had pho that literally, like, you feel like your soul is coming back to you when you eat that because it's a soup. You're getting that, like, I guess that hydration that you need, also with the nutrition you need from everything that's in there, from bean sprouts to basil, spinach, noodles, meat. It's amazing. It's all you need. And that was great. And I've had menudo after I've been hungover, and it did make me feel a lot better. But the best that I felt was after eating the pho, and that, I guess the best advice I would say is eat some pho. It's hard to differentiate between, the branches of the military. It's just depending on what fits you best. I have so many benefits for not only myself, my spouse, my dependents. The Army is a way to go because you get to choose your job that you want to do. And I got lucky enough to choose my own job, and I love every day of it. That's the biggest thing I think is why the Army is the best, is you get to choose your job. I mean, would you want to go into a career path or spend an obligated amount of time doing something that you didn't want to do? I mean, you can change your job, at any time, and it's perfect. So, I guess that's why the Army is the best branch, and why, if you're contemplating enlisting or, commissioning, go Army. Oof. I got here in February, and so I really don't know. We got here when it was probably in we were in the single digits, so 10 and below. We didn't experience the -40, -50, -60. So I can't give you the best advice on how to survive in Alaska winter. I know from what I've been told is winterize your vehicle. Get, either do it yourself, pay to have it done, whatever. Winterize your vehicle because it'll save you a lot of trouble, during the winter when your vehicle dies. Second thing is, a mistake that I made is don't wear your regular, winter clothes in Alaska because they don't work. I thought that if I wore my regular clothes, I was like, oh, this has a fur lining, and I'm wearing, shorts under my jeans, whatever, that'll be fine. I felt everything through my pants and my shorts. And when that wind blows, you will feel it, and it hurts. The coldest we got into was negative 13? Yeah. Negative 13 is the coldest we got into, and we were on the ferry. We went out onto the deck of the ferry, and when that wind was blowing, it felt like I was wearing nothing. So make sure that you have the right, equipment, gear, clothing, whatever. The other thing is, if it's in, February, March time frame, and you're like, hey, I'm just gonna run to Walmart real quick. Don't try to look cool in front of people because you will step on ice and you will fall. Not once, not twice, but 4 times in front of people. And I'm not saying that happened to me, but that happened to me. And almost every single time it was in the Walmart parking lot. So, the very last question that I have is again from my buddy Alec, who I'm pretty sure was drunk. And the question is, how do I sex? You have a kid, so I would assume you know what you're doing, but also from experience, Pretty good. To end the video, I just want to leave you with a little mental image. And it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that.